Okay, we are firstly going to be starting off with chopping up some onion. This is just an onion that I had laying around. You can use more or less onion that you prefer. I'm using around half an onion. And now we're just going to be doing some zucchinis. These ones are just little teeny weeny zucchinis, but you can have whatever zucchinis you like. They're relatively affordable. I'm just going to be slicing them up. Kind of cut off the ends because we don't like those. And then slice it into however kind of size chunks you like. Done just before we started is I put a pot of water on, just kind of for however much pasta you'll be needing. And I'm just letting it boil just so then it will all be kind of boiled and ready for when we need to put our pasta in, and it can just be ready to go. Okay, now for frying off everything, we're just going to put in a lump of olive oil just to kind of slowly fry off the onions. So just like a glump. And then we're just going to be popping our onions in. Be careful because they spit back at you like a 3-year-old attitude. I want the onions to be caramelized. So when you know they're caramelized is when they when you can eat one and it doesn't have that really sour oniony aftertaste. And also just making sure that they don't stick to the pan. Just move the pan around a little bit, but you don't need to keep moving it around, otherwise they won't caramelize and do their little onion thing that they have going on. If you've never cooked pasta before, penne is a fantastic one to start out with because it doesn't stick together very easily, and also you can eat it the next day and it still it still looks and has the same texture and everything. With guidelines, generally, if you are Italian, if you're not Italian, it will have the amount of time that it has cooking. And now I'm just going to be opening this packet of pasta. This packet serves around 4 people, so use more or less to whatever your situation is. And I have filled up the pot around halfway with water. I'm just going to be putting in enough for around 2 people because that's what's happening here. Okay, now that the onions are starting to get a bit more translucent and clear, changing colour, we're just going to be stirring them around a bit more, and then we are going to be adding our chopped up zucchini. And then just make sure that they're mixed in really well with the onions. We're also going to be adding a little bit of salt. This one is just pink salt. I prefer it to just normal table salt. As well as popping in a little bit of pepper. Lots of people forget that salt and pepper is one of the easiest way to spice up a dish. And just add basic flavour to it. And now a little wog trick is oregano. Put in however much you like. I just put a pinch in, but you can put in more or less and see how you go as you go along. We're just going to let this simmer and cook. Similarly with the zucchini, we're just going to let it soften up, and then we'll see how we go on from there. I think I forgot to mention before was just to add a teeny pinch of salt in the water that you put in the pasta in, just so then the pasta doesn't stick together, and also gives it a little bit of flavouring. And also we're just going to be popping in some tomato paste. Well, this one is diced tomatoes. You can use whatever you like. And this is going to be for our sauce. Put in however much you like. I'm going to be putting in around half a can. If you like it more saucy, then you can put in more sauce. If you like it less saucy, put in less. And if you're feeling like your zucchini and your onions are all sticking to the pan, just get a little bit of water from your pasta. I put some before, and just pour it in, and it will just loosen up the the little concoction that we have. And then make sure that's just well mixed and let it simmer, do its thing. Okay, now if you like your pasta sauce a lot, like a bit thicker, make sure that you reduce it. So that means that you have a bit of water in there and you let it all the water in there evaporate, and then it will become more of like a thicker consistency. If you like it thinner, you can add a bit more water and then you can just serve it how it is. But depending on what you like, you can either leave the sauce in there for more or less at the time. Now it's been about kind of 10 minutes and I like my pasta to be al dente, so that just means it's a little bit kind of chewier. It's just cooked, but if you like it to be a bit softer, you can leave it in there for a bit longer. Now I don't have a strainer, so this is what I like to do. I get the pot, and I tip most of the water out. I don't tip all of it out. And just for bench protecting purposes, just like lay a towel down. And then to put like the pasta, mix it in, is grab your ladle, then just drain any of the excess water out of the pasta, and then pop it in. It's okay if like a bit of water from the pasta gets into the sauce. Now all your pasta's in, make sure it's all coated in your lovely sauce that you made. And if you're wanting a bit more salt, pepper, anything like that, don't be afraid to put it in. Make sure it's how you like. You can also add a bit of cheese in, but for the purposes of this being open to everyone, for vegans and vegetarians, I'm not putting cheese in for now. This is what it looks like. This is the end product. Honestly, I don't know why you would go out and buy pasta out somewhere else at a cafe or a restaurant when it's as easy as this to make at home. It's budget friendly, vegan, vegetarian. I've got you! I'll see you guys next time for our other broke uni Melbourne feast journey that we'll be on.